Hello everyone. Today is the day for the fans of city builders and colony simulation games. With this Steamfest, let me cover some fun and decent time machine games for you. Note that most of the games are city builders and colony simulation games, but not all. I brought a few super exciting games that are currently on sale as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help me create future videos. Well then, let's get started. Infection-Free Zone is a city-building strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by a mysterious virus. The funny thing about this game is that it uses real-world data from OpenStreetMap, similar to Google Maps. This allows you to generate the world with the same layout as the real world of your chosen spot. You can pick your hometown to see the apocalyptic version. The game is mainly about managing buildings, survivors, and resources to fend off the waves of zombies every night. Build defensive structures and gear up your survivors to become the heroes of your hometown. There is a demo you can try out. Norland is a medieval kingdom simulation game that blends strategic management with controlling social happiness. The game is inspired by the RimWorld and Crusader Kings series. You can control 2 to 3 nobles to assign tasks to peasants and engage in politics. It features similar ridiculous events from Crusader Kings, such as betrayal, rebellion, having a night with close relatives, and more. You can conquer other territories with your army. The combat is based on the principle that a higher power level of the army wins, with either auto-resolved or real-time battles. Social happiness is also an important part of the game to ensure the kingdom runs smoothly. You are to extract money from these poor people, so maintain minimum happiness to prevent rebellion. If they are still unhappy, the game offers a unique medieval kingdom simulation experience. However, it's still in early access and developed by one developer. It might take some time to be polished like RimWorld. Laysara Summit Kingdom is a city-building strategy game that allows players to construct and manage settlements on the mountain, optimize the placement of buildings in limited buildable space across various mountain landscapes, manage the production chain and transportation to make your people happy, stand against natural hazards and weather to protect your kingdom. It focuses more on spacing and logistical planning than on resource management. It offers a fresh experience in the city-building genre by challenging players to develop settlements in mountainous environments. The game is in early access, however, it has received a very positive rating for its unique setting, beautiful visuals, and engaging mechanics. Aloft is a survival crafting game set in a world of floating islands. Starting from a small floating island, gather resources to expand and transform into a navigable airship. You can explore the skies to discover new territories and fight against environmental threats like fungal corruption. You can farm, craft, and build to help you survive and upgrade the island's capabilities, unlocking new technologies and purifying other islands from corruption to make them habitable. The game lacks depth in content and might face technical issues due to its early access status. However, you can experience a unique survival experience happening in the air with a cozy vibe. Captain of Industry is a colony and factory simulation game where players lead a group of survivors to establish and expand an industrial empire on an abandoned island. Players begin with a small crew and limited resources, focusing on mining raw materials, growing food, and constructing factories. The game emphasizes resource management, production chains, and technological research. A unique feature is terrain deformation, allowing for mining operations that create pits and the potential for land reclamation from the sea. Additionally, players can explore surrounding areas using an upgradable ship, reopening mines, rebuilding cargo ships, and dealing with challenges like pirate attacks. Blending resource management, technological progression, and exploration, combined with unique features like terrain deformation, provides a fresh experience for fans of colony and factory simulation games. Note that this is not a factory-focused game like Satisfactory. It's a mix of managing and automation, so be aware before you buy this game. Manor Lords is a city-building game with a gridless construction system and settlement management. You can freely place buildings and organize trading routes to grow your town. This game allows you to assign tasks to gather resources or production in family units. In combat, you can control units of armies, similar to the Total War series. The game also features a realistic taxation system, including various taxes such as trade and tithe, where the Lord's popularity affects control over the settlement. You will be controlling multiple towns at once on a wide map, which allows you to freely move resources between them. It is recommended for its immersive city-building mechanics and attention to historical detail. If you are interested in ruling a medieval town as a lord, this is a good time to try the game. Against the Storm is a city-building game that integrates roguelite elements. Each settlement is procedurally generated with diverse biomes and resources. You need to control humans and non-human animals with different specializations to gather resources, manage production chains, and explore. You need to earn reputation points by completing objectives and maintaining villagers' happiness within a limited time before the Blightstorm. This storm will destroy everything and regenerate the world randomly. So, earn reputation points before the Queen's impatience meter fills and the storm comes. That way, you can call a successful settlement, which unlocks new buildings, perks, and abilities to enhance future settlements. It has been praised by many gamers for its well-blended city-building genre with roguelite elements and time-based challenges. It has high replayability with progression carrying over to the next game. However, it's not a game where you can chill and relax like a sandbox, so be aware of that before buying. Epic Chef blends life simulation elements such as farming, crafting, and cooking within a humorous narrative. The game involves growing crops, raising livestock, and fishing to gather ingredients for cooking. The cooking system is a key part, allowing players to experiment by combining ingredients to create unique dishes, which are then used in cooking battles against various NPCs. These battles are influenced by the choice and combination of ingredients, adding strategic depth. Progression is tied to advancing through the main storyline and participating in cooking competitions. As players succeed in these duels and complete quests, they unlock new areas, gain access to rare ingredients, and acquire advanced cooking techniques. The game is fun, with witty humor and cooking mechanics. This is the game where you can chill and laugh while playing. Going Medieval is a colony-building simulation game set in a post-apocalyptic medieval world. Players need to establish and manage a settlement amid the wilderness reclaimed after a devastating plague. Players begin with a small group of settlers and must construct a multi-story fortress to protect against external threats. NPCs have different desires, stats, and specialties. You need to manage them to build, farm, hunt, and more to sustain life and stand against external threats. It has a temperature and weather system that requires players to control the heat in winter from the smithy, cooking station, and brazier. It used to be very similar to RimWorld. However, as updates progressed, it has developed its own identity. One thing I can tell you quickly is the height system. You can stack buildings vertically, which gives you an additional bonus when fighting enemies on higher ground. If you want to manage a town in a post-apocalyptic medieval world, this is the game for you. The Last Campfire is a puzzle-adventure game featuring exploration, environmental puzzles, and light platforming. The game follows a linear narrative with semi-open exploration. Players progress by solving puzzles to aid the forlorn, unlocking new areas and story elements. Along the way, players collect items and pieces of lore that uncover the world's deeper themes. There is no combat, with the challenge coming from increasingly complex puzzles and environmental interactions. This game will let you chill and heal you from the dirty real world. Try demo to feel the vibe yourself. Tribes of Midgard is a co-op action survival RPG with roguelite and tower defense elements. Players, alone or in teams of up to 10, control Viking warriors defending the Seed of Yggdrasil from waves of enemies, including giants and other mythical creatures. The game features crafting, base building, resource gathering, and fast-paced combat with a variety of weapons and abilities. It used to be a time-based game mode only. However, with an update, you can chill and play like other survival games in survival mode to build and explore. The game was pretty fun with friends in my experience. It was like Valheim in a top-down view with hack-and-slash combat. RimWorld is a colony simulation game that combines base building, resource management, and storytelling through an AI-driven narrative system. Players manage a group of colonists stranded on an alien planet, directing them to build structures, gather resources, craft items, research technology, and defend against threats such as raiders, wild animals, and environmental disasters. There aren't any end goals to reach. You can keep improving your colony with survival mechanisms. Procedurally generated events give motivation to keep on playing. This game offers a wide choice to players, such as executing or selling invading enemies to a slave merchant or butchering them to eat or sell organs piece by piece. It has been praised for its depth, unique storytelling, and replayability. The AI storyteller system creates unique scenarios in every playthrough, leading to unexpected and memorable experiences. However, the steep learning curve and complex micromanagement may be hard for newcomers. No Man's Sky is an open-world space exploration game set in a procedurally generated universe with over 18 quintillion planets. Players explore planets, gather resources, trade, build bases, and engage in space combat. There's a ton of content to enjoy with constant updates, and I believe this is by far the best space game at this point. You can fly airships to explore and fight against space pirates. There are tons of vehicles, including robots and bikes, to explore on foot, with various environmental dangers based on the planet. There are multiple activities to do, such as accomplishing bounty quests together with friends to unlock skins and other decorations. They have a seasonal event called Expedition, which makes players start with a fresh new character with nothing other than a broken airship. They provide you with step-by-step objectives called milestones to clear and reach the end goal, rewarding various time-limited skins and pets. After earning everything from the milestone, you can transfer all rewards to your existing character. This gives motivation for players to keep on playing and feel the fresh start with different scenarios and environmental challenges. It is a very good game and will guarantee tons of playtime if you like survival games. The Wandering Village is a city-building simulation game where players manage a settlement on the back of a massive, wandering creature called Onbu. Players expand their village by constructing buildings, researching new technologies, and adapting to environmental challenges like toxic spores and harsh weather. Progression is influenced by how well players manage resources, maintain trust with Onbu, and make strategic decisions that impact both the settlement and the creature. The game has been well received for its unique concept, beautiful hand-drawn art style, and the emotional connection players develop with Onbu. You can try the game to slave or become friends with this fat turtle. RimWorld is a survival platformer with brutal difficulty and a unique art style. Explore a vast, ruined world filled with hungry predators. Sneak, climb, and jump to find food and shelter. It is very important to sustain the food meter before entering shelter. The game won't save if the meter is low, and you will become weaker in the next cycle. Deadly rainstorms force you to hide in shelters between explorations. Creatures have smart AI, making each encounter unpredictable. There aren't any fixed routes, so explore freely and uncover secrets. Praised for its atmosphere, animation, and unique survival mechanics, it has been criticized for its punishing difficulty and lack of clear guidance. It is very positive at the moment. However, it used to have a mostly positive rating on Steam, with some players loving the challenge while others find it frustratingly obtuse. Nevertheless, it's worth a try if you are a fan of platformer games with a unique survival system that you haven't seen in other games. Finally, my favorite game, Warhammer 40k Darktide. Really, this game has the best hit and action satisfaction I have ever played. It is a co-op first-person shooter with melee combat set in the grimdark universe of Warhammer 40k. You form a squad of 4 to carry out missions and battle hordes of enemies, including chaos cultists and mutants, using a mix of ranged and melee weapons. Teamwork is very important in this game. The enemy's special units will always try to tear apart your team and hunt you one by one. Don't go too far alone and protect your team back to back. You will feel like an elite soldier when doing missions with random people, performing perfect teamwork without a single word. They have 4 classes with unique skills and roles, each with 3 divided skill trees and different specializations. You can farm higher gear with the best-in-slot stats and abilities for your playstyle. Some good-looking skins are usually paid content. However, some good ones can be earned through challenges. With action, you actually need to go into the game and swing your weapon at enemies to see how I feel about this game. It is super satisfying with sounds and visuals. Low difficulties make you slay hordes of enemies like Dynasty Warriors, but the highest difficulty requires perfect teamwork. It is still fun to play solo and just do matchmaking, but it is really fun when you complete the hardest difficulty with friends. So whether you have friends or not, go slay those heretics for the Emperor. This is a fresh new game offering a 10% discount from the start. AI Limit is a post-apocalyptic action role-playing game with challenging battles. The game features a combat system that encourages aggressive play. Instead of a traditional stamina bar, it introduces a sync. Successfully dodging attacks, executing combos, and defeating enemies fill the sync bar, enhancing Arisa's attack power and abilities. Conversely, taking damage or disengaging from combat depletes the bar, leading to weaker attacks. This means players should play aggressively and avoid getting hit. Progression in AI Limit follows the Souls-like formula. Players explore interconnected environments, defeat enemies to collect resources, and rest at checkpoint-like branches to level up and upgrade abilities. If you love Souls-like games with cartoon-rendered graphics, it is the game worth a try, with positive reviews from fellow gamers. Now to the free games from the Epic Store. Cat Quest is an open-world action RPG with real-time combat set in a cat-themed fantasy world. Players control a feline hero on a quest to rescue their kidnapped sister, battling enemies, exploring dungeons, and completing side quests. Combat is simple yet engaging, involving melee attacks, dodging, and magic spells. Players level up by defeating enemies and completing quests, gaining stat boosts and new abilities. Equipment such as weapons, armor, and magical spells can be upgraded, allowing for customization of playstyle. The game encourages exploration, with hidden secrets and dungeons providing valuable rewards. Its mix of fast-paced combat, open-world exploration, and humorous storytelling makes it a delightful experience for players of all ages. There is a latest series you can look into if you enjoyed this. That is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed watching. Like and subscribe to help me create future videos. I will come back with the next new Steam sales. Thanks for watching.